All right. Well, this is overnight. I took it out last night after about 8 hours, 9 hours, and this is what we're left with. Okay, now we're going to cut the salmon up and make sure that there's no scales, depending on where you get it. Some people, or excuse me, some companies will descale it for you, some won't. I descaled this already. Not the most fun, you just go the opposite way of how the fish swims. So we're going to cut this up. And we're going to try a couple of pieces that are going to be done lengthwise, like this. I just want to see the different textures once the jerky is made. And of course, this you're cutting across the grain, and that you're cutting with the grain. So this, in theory, should be a little more chewy, but I don't know. I've never done it before, so I'm willing to give it a try. And that should be good for that. I've got another big old hunk over there that I'm going to cut up too. This we're going to cut about 3/8 of an inch. We're going to cut it all up, throw it in a bag with our marinade, let it sit for 24 hours, and then put it in the Ronco dehydrator. Just like that. I'll cut the rest of it up off camera. Also, don't forget to run your hand down the exposed side of the meat to make sure there's no pin needles or bones, I mean, because they'll get you. And no matter what you do, there's going to be a couple scales left over. I'm not a professional scaler, but this is going to be nice. All right, let's make ourselves some marinade. Just use soy sauce. And we'll go with about a half a cup. And then we go with liquid smoke. Now with liquid smoke, I go taste it. And it has to be fairly offensive to your taste buds. For it to be effective as a marinade. Add a little more. And this is a basic marinade. Nothing that special about it. Now it seems how, ooh, that's pretty good. That's pretty strong. Now you can add to this whatever your taste like. If you like cayenne pepper, if you like garlic, if you like ginger, if you like it a little sweeter, you can put an allulose or just regular honey, regular sugar, whatever sweetener you like to use, stevia if you like that weird aftertaste. But this is perfect. This right here, it's slightly offensive to your taste buds, so you know it's going to be good on the meat. And this is for salmon, so it's going to be basically this, and I'll put a little allulose in there, and then we will sweeten it up a little bit. I've never made salmon jerky, so we'll try this. All right, there's our bag. Here's our waste. Kind of nice, huh? Those are all the scales and so forth. Now we'll take, and I ended up going a little bit under a cup. I added a little bit more of everything that I showed you before. But let's add that to our Ziploc, like so. And again, you got to taste it. Make sure that's offensive to your taste a little bit so that it'll be nice and strong. And it'll come through when you with the finished product. Unless, of course, I'm wrong, because I've never done salmon before, so I may be screwing the whole thing up. Who knows? Had a little bit of sweetness from the allulose that I added. Let's get as much air out as we can. And we'll leave it sit overnight. We'll let that sit overnight in the fridge. And we'll let that marinade do its job. And this is what I use to sweeten it. Just some allulose. It's not too sweet. I'm not making it too sweet. This is the first time. It's going to be less sweet. So, yeah, we'll put this in the fridge, and then we'll lay it out on the Ronco dehydrator tomorrow. Alrighty, we have got all of the fish, which came out looking really nice. Got it all laid out now. So we're going to start drying it. Imagine it's take probably 8 to 10 hours. This is just an old Ronco dehydrator. Put it in there. Grab the top. I'm going to leave the vents wide open on the top. Just like that. Okay, we'll come back in an hour, see what it looks like. It smells good already. Okay, it's been about an hour and a half. You can see that things are coming along. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the bottom one. Oh, let's see, I'm doing this one-handed. So we'll take those. That one. There's the bottom one. See, it's starting to dry a little bit. Set that aside. What we want to do, I'm going to put that bottom one on top and rotate them, because your heating element's in the bottom, heat rises up, and that one will get closest to the heat. So we'll come back in an hour and a half. And I did halfway through, close my vents halfway to get a little more heat on them. I'm going to leave them halfway closed, so on a 2. And we'll come back in an hour and a half, see how they're doing. All right, we're just over hour 3, and I'm just swapping out the fish jerky. And, I imagine taking it off there's going to be a trick. Starting to get a little dry. Again, this is hour number 3. I fully expect it'll take 10 hours. So put that back there, and that's what it's looking like. And we'll probably show you the finished results. There's no reason to keep on doing it every hour. We have this little piece here that's really starting to get done. Yeah, I have a feeling it's going to take a little bit to work these pieces loose. Yeah, we'll see. We left the skin on too. And again, this is the first time I made it, so we'll see if we like it with the skin. If we don't, well, then we will do it without the skin. All right. Well, this is overnight. I took it out last night after about 8 hours, 9 hours, and this is what we're left with. Initially, I tasted it right out of the Ronco dehydrator, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. But I refrigerated it, and it is nice now. I don't know what happened overnight in the refrigerator, but now it's not bad. It's not like smoked salmon. Although it tastes like smoked salmon, it's jerky salmon. That's exactly what it is, with a very simple soy sauce, liquid smoke, and I put allulose in it. Next time I'll use a sweet wine or maybe some molasses or some honey. But it is not bad. If you have a Ronco or if you have a dehydrator, try it. It's worth it. Again, didn't like it exactly out of the Ronco dehydrator when it was still warm. It was kind of disgusting. But once it firmed up, it was really mushy. But now you can see that it's firmed up and it separates. It's not just a big pile of mush. And the flavor is really nice. Again, I'd like it a little sweeter, but this is perfectly edible. This is Hap for Hap Around the House. If you liked the video, hit the like, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching.